Hello everybody, Coop here. First off, I want to say this is not really the video I was planning on making today. I was originally going to be making a video about our contest mode Root of Nightmares raid. But when going back through footage, I realized I either just didn't record it or I got corrupted or something. So I actually have no footage of us actually doing it at all, apparently. I don't know. It seems very strange, but yeah, I apparently don't have any footage of that. What I did do is take a screenshot. Here's our group at Nezrec. So, I mean, we were there. I guess I just never hit record. I don't know. Obviously, major oversight on my part. But with our clear, there was a few things that I just wanted to talk about regarding the raid. Now, the first thing that I want to touch on is that it seems like a lot of people cleared it, and there's been some, talk in the community about that raid being like significantly easier. I think someone had like the numbers of King's Fall, Vow, and what's the other one? Vow of the Disciple, and compared it to this new raid, and the new raid had significantly higher clears. Now, with that said, there was a lot more people who participated, and there was a lot more people watching on Twitch. There was like a record number of people watching, and it was like #1 on Twitch homepage, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it was a big raid day, especially because it was 2 days. Our clear actually happened on the second day of contest mode. The first day we were kind of beating our heads against a wall for a little bit. We played for a while, but didn't really make it very far. Not totally sure if it was our loadouts, our power level, the people we were playing with. I don't really know, but synergy was just not there, and we weren't able to complete it on contest mode. It was a lot to do with survivability. And that was a major thing throughout the raid on contest mode is the mechanics themselves were not overly complex, especially compared to other raids. For those of you that have been watching my channel, our clan is a heavy PvE clan. Most of us are conquerors multiple times over. We've got 50, 60, 70, 100, 150 clears on some of the raids. So I mean, we generally know what we're doing when we get into these endgame PvE activities. So we were able to identify the mechanics pretty quickly, but it had to do with just survivability in getting to the end point without too many people dying. Even on our Nezarec clear, the problem was not mechanics. It was his one-hit kill void tornado thing. And that sort of brings me to the point that I wanted to mention, is that the things that were hard about this contest mode were not how do we complete these mechanics without running out of time, without getting screwed, and it really had to do with just kind of bullshit that would happen. Excuse me. A major point and a big thing of contention about the raid from just about everybody who played it, whether they completed it or not, was this second encounter. The second encounter, for those of you that don't know, and I can't show it because I didn't fucking record it, is you are grabbing a buff and you're jumping across a chasm and activating the nodes. It's very similar to all the other encounters, except this time the sort of change to the mechanic is you're jumping back and forth over this chasm. But to do so, you're using these little like cannon propeller things. You stand in front of it, you shoot a node like from Vow, and it launches you across the chasm. On paper, sounds like, okay, learning curve, figure it out. Once you figure it out, you're good. Now, in that encounter, ads don't really kill you, and that's not really a problem. The problem is that when you launch in that cannon, it shoots you... Oh, sorry, I missed a point. Once you complete one sort of wave of it, you then use a catapult to the second level, like up a set of stairs to the second level, and you have to do that until you do all 3 levels. And the problem is that it would shoot you like straight down. right into the chasm, right to death. And because there's a timer on everything, that means that you might wipe because you've run out of time because you jumped into the chasm. Sometimes it would shoot you to the second floor, and you would have to recover, and you'd have to find your way back down. And the buff you have only lasts 15 seconds, so it guarantees that you have to go rebuff and re-go as if you had died. So it really, the crux and hard part of that encounter, which is arguably the hardest encounter in the whole raid to begin with, is nothing to do. Now, I'm sure Bungie's going to fix it. I'm sure they're going to unfuckulate the cannons, and that's fine. But on contest mode, that was a big thorn. And even after contest mode, the group... I wasn't there. I had to go play Warhammer. But our clan went in right after contest mode to go do the raid, and they actually weren't able to complete it because the cannons were so bad. And again, that encounter, it's not going to be loadout. It's not going to be people dying. That's not the problem. This is a purely mechanical problem. So that's something that's going to need to get patched. And I mean, it'll probably get patched in the next reset. It's a widespread known thing. I'm sure if you go on Twitter or just Google the raid, that'll be like the first thing that comes up. But yeah, for right now, it's kind of ass and kind of really annoying. And now, with that said, there are good things about the raid. Obviously, I feel like I've spent the last 5 minutes just shitting on it. The environments, for the most part, really pretty. I mean, it looks like Ralk did like Acid. Someone had mentioned, it's kind of like not a reskin, but like they're using a lot of assets, but they're both in pyramids. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Thematically, they're both extremely similar. I liked the, I don't know, terraformed under the sea-esque corally, barnacle-y bullshit that had plagued the pyramid since we went in there. It looks cool. There's more like viney ribbon roots that we're climbing through. One of the guys in our clan was like, "Hey, with all these roots, they should have a sparrow racing part." And I was like, "Just don't say that too loud, or Bungie will hear you." I again wish I had the recording, but whatever. So the environment I very much liked. The actual boss fight, the only thing I don't like about it is more of this bullshit that needs to get patched out, where the boss, Nezarec, would just glitch around or disappear or get all fucked up, and it made it harder to DPS him because you can't see him, or he's like around a corner or some stupid shit. So that was annoying. But other than that, I actually didn't. The encounter's cool. I don't mind it. It's fine. This third encounter with all the planets, super cool, super innovative. I really much enjoyed it. The first encounter is like the intro encounter, so it's not great in terms of I love it, but it's very this is the fundamentals of the types of mechanics you're going to be seeing a whole bunch of times. So, and it does a really good job of that while not being boring. So it definitely the raid has positives for sure. Come reset and probable bug fixes, I'm actually excited to go in there and run this raid way too many times, or whatever, 100 zillion times to get the exotic or whatever it takes. But something else I wanted to talk about was the gear, because most of it is god awful. Look at this shit. What the hell is this? There's like two weird protruding arms here. The colors are weird. It just doesn't look good at all. We made a joke that if you could get like a good kill in PvP and make those other little dangly arms give like middle fingers or something, it might be worth it. But a lot of the gear is just not good looking at all. This is the worst offender, but I mean, they're all not really something to chase after. Some of it is decent, like the hunter legs here. I don't dislike them. I like the legs that I use normally better, but like they're not bad. I got them, so I'll transmog them just to have them. The hunter cloak here, it wouldn't be so bad if it didn't have these giant fuck off shoulder pad things to it. The backing part is pretty cool with the effect on it. Same thing that goes with the Titan Mark. There's a cool effect. This is probably one of the better looking ones. I'll probably transmog this as well. And then there's this Bond that would definitely go with some of the spooky looks that I have generally, but for the most part it's not good. So yeah, with all that said, as I mentioned, I think the raid is going to be fun. I mean, it probably won't be my favorite. I mean, it's not going to be King's Fall, but it's definitely not my least favorite. It's a decent raid, and after fixes to the cannons, fixes to some of the boss DPS, I think I'm gonna really enjoy it and like grinding my way through there. The gear obviously looks horrible, so I'm not going to be grinding it out for the gear like I did in King's Fall, where I wanted every piece of gear and all the characters. I'm just not. I don't have that incentive, so I'm not overly worried about that piece. But I definitely want to grab all the weapons and all that kind of stuff. So it bugs aside, second encounter aside, I think it's a decent raid. I do have problems about it in contest mode, and I feel like there are even more people who could have completed it had there not been some bullshit. And I don't care that it was more accessible or that the contest mode was 2 days instead of 1. I mean, I don't think you need to gatekeep that stuff as much as there was literally like, whatever, 17,000 completions in contest mode or whatever it happens to be. There's still, hundreds of thousands of people who are daily active players. So, I mean, that's still a small subsect of the community, and it's the PvE people. So I don't really care about that. I think that's great. I'm all for that, and I hope that contest mode 2 days sticks around. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't, and it gave us the opportunity to play a little bit, beat our head against the wall for a while, go to sleep, recuperate, come back the next day, and kick it in the ass. So those are my thoughts on the new route of Nightmares Raid that we completed in the contest mode. Yeah, I just wanted to get this stuff down. I was going to, again, make a cut video of our completed run, but apparently I don't have it. So this is all you got. Hopefully it was entertaining enough. So I hope you guys were able to participate. If not, I hope you guys have fun when contest mode is off. And until the next inevitable Destiny 2 video, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys stay safe. And until next time, later, dudes.